while President Mahama is creating and making history, some black Americans are living in history books.
Now you want to talk about the Africans that came from the continent. Those were rival tribes that you guys put in bondage and sold off to the white man. That's the story, that's the history. So why do you get reparations for that? We don't want to hear that. This goes back to you guys co-opting and hijacking our legacy to garner money.
Ghana, you had internal responsibility for the slave trade. You are an active participant. 2, you guys don't have no paper proof of how many people was took and who was took. You guys don't have that. You have oral histories, but we have oral histories here. And you guys don't believe our oral history.
So everybody always trying to blame white people for slavery. What about the Africans who sold us to the Americans and to the British and the Europeans? What about the Africans? Do you want to go to Africa? Hell no, I don't want to go no goddamn Africa.
Mahama is resetting the resets. Let me bring their father for you to listen to wisdom.
30 some odd years ago, with a great African leader, I was part of the delegation with Nelson Mandela when he addressed the General Assembly about sanctions in South Africa. I come many times since then, and I'm here today because I believe another great African leader, President Mahama, is raising an issue that is very important and personal to us. As Attorney Crump has said, we have fought on many cases, and we have, I'm doing a eulogy tomorrow, day after tomorrow, of a young man killed in Hartford, Connecticut. But all of these are just examples of a systemic problem that has not been dealt with. We can keep running from incident to incident, but if we do not deal with the underlying systematic problem, and that is that there are those that feel they have the right and the supremacy over other humans, and they will never be held accountable for it and never pay for it. This resolution is an attendance sheet on what nations stand for what.
Okay, do you know the roots of the matter has been tackled by Mahama? After the abolition, let me tell you, Mahama is going to go into the history book, just like William Wilberforce was fighting for this thing. And the results came, not only him, there were a lot of people, but he was in forefront, taking it to British Parliament. Talk about another person, Olaudua. Olaudua was a freed slave as at that time too. He was giving an account of what happened, the atrocity that happened. And in 1807, it was abolished officially. I mean, the slave trade in the British Empire. And America followed suit the following year, 1808. Okay, Mahama today is going to go into the history books because he has made the world to acknowledge and accept that that is the highest crime against humanity. And by this so doing, 50% of the issues have been solved. Why am I saying this? The supremacy and the tendency of people feeling that some color people are more important than some color people. Some people are superior to some people. This is where it all begins. Let me tell you now that I've been acknowledged that it is the greatest crime. Now, the 1945 United Nations Council that was formed after the Second World War, you know, till today, there is no African nation in the Security Council. There are 5 in number. Let me count them: America, the Britain, the France, the Russia, the China. Finish. The entire African nation does not have 1 permanent seat. There are 5 permanent seats and no African nation is part of it. When they did that formation, we were still colonies. So we want to be recognized now. This is, Mahama has solved 50% of the problems now. The foundations has been set.